welcome into practice, everybody. Tonight's 45-minute all levels Vinyasa is also a little bit of an introduction into the world of Ayurveda. And if that word doesn't mean anything to you, that's okay. You can just take this as some interesting new information that you can sort of try on for the evening or for the time that you're doing this particular practice and just see how it feels and if it resonates for you. We are going to start, as you see me here, seated because we're going to begin with the pranayama practice. But I am going to ground us with about a minute and a half of kind of some information that sort of is going to lay the foundation for what this practice is all about, how we're going to be approaching the asana. So if you haven't already, make your way into that comfortable seat. You can find a nice resting place for your hands. You can even close the eyes and almost drop into a receptive, meditative state, just listening as I introduce some concepts that will serve as the groundwork for this practice. So in the science of Ayurveda, we know that there are 3 constitutions, also known as doshas. And one of these is called Pitta. And it's very dominant in the summer months that we find ourselves in right now. The Pitta dosha is ruled by the elements of fire and water. So you can think of fire and water coming together, and you can think of steam as a really powerful embodiment of this Pitta dosha. When you think of steam, it really embodies some of these Pitta qualities because it is very sharp. It cuts through things. It's very penetrating, but it's also fluid. And when it's in balance, the Pitta dosha is very organized. It's very leadership oriented. It's a strong, focused sort of energy. But when it's out of balance, it can become very controlling, manipulative, even overpowering. And so in our yoga practice, we really diffuse and balance that Pitta energy by doing more fluid, circular type movements. We prioritize softness and fluidity over harshness and rigidity. We're looking for cool, not hot. So we're going to bring all of that information in to our practice today. And we're going to begin with Shitali, which is the cooling pranayama. So in the Shitali, you make the loop with your tongue like this. If you can't do that, you simply smile with your teeth showing. As you inhale, you're either going to inhale almost like a hiss through the teeth or through the tongue. And then you close the mouth and the lips softly and exhale out through the nose, just that natural exhale. So we're going to do about 10 rounds of Shitali together, coming into that beautiful posture, feeling nice and tall through the spine. If you can make that loop with your tongue, go ahead and stick out the tongue, make the loop and begin your inhale through the tongue, or if that's not possible, through the teeth. And then bringing the tongue into the mouth, closing the lips and exhaling normally and naturally. Tongue out or through the teeth on the inhale. Closing the mouth, smooth, unrushed exhale. Tongue out or through the teeth, inhale. Closing the mouth, exhale. And continuing at your own pace, this Shitali pranayama is also known as the cooling breath because you may be noticing as the breath comes in and moves either through the teeth or across the tongue, there's a cooling sensation. And then we close the lips and exhale normally. But we're inviting in that cooler, calming element to sort of soften the edge of that heat that is so dominant in this Pitta season. Take 2 more rounds of Shitali. One more round of Shitali pranayama at your own pace. And then as you close the mouth, keeping the mouth closed, moving into your ujjayi breath, you keep a slight drawing in of the lower belly, concentrating the breath in the upper 2/3 corridors of the torso, a gentle constriction in the back of the throat. Blinking open the eyes on your next inhale, we'll shift forward to an all-fours position and start to immediately make your way through some cat and cows. Again, we are emphasizing circles over lines today. So with that in mind, start to allow your cat and cow to become circular, letting the torso kind of sweep around, not just down and up, but around to the side and up, and then to the other side and down. Thinking fluid and easy. Start to reverse the circles of that cat and cow. We want less intensity in this practice, longer exhalations, and a soft, diffused drishti, or focus with the eyes. Coming into a neutral position with your spine, tuck your toes, press yourself up and back to your first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Feeling free to take any movement that's going to help you make your way into this shape. And then the same way that we invited circles into our cat and cow, we're going to invite some circles. So we're going to let the hips sweep a little bit to the left and then shift forward into a soft plank. Hips shift to the right and press back up to down dog. So we're kind of circling around, moving into a soft plank and right and back. And you'll notice my plank isn't overly rigid. I'm letting my hips drop a little bit. It's kind of somewhere between a plank and an up dog. One more in this direction. Again, emphasizing circles over lines. The next time you're in down dog, reverse the direction of those circles. Less intensity, more fluidity. And that's because that Pitta energy, when it gets out of balance, has a tendency to be really sharp. Sharp to the extent that it's harmful. Coming back to that downward facing dog, we're going to walk the hands back to the feet, finding a beautiful uttanasana at the back of the mat space. Give yourself a couple of breaths just to breathe into the hamstrings, the back of the legs. I'm finding myself kind of rocking through my feet, enjoying this kind of more fluid nature as I'm kind of trying to dispel that overly concentrated, controlled energy of Pitta. We'll start to move into some half salutations, fingertips to shins, lift up halfway, nice long spine. Exhale, let that all go, Uttanasana. As you rise up to mountain, let the spine kind of be soft, watery, and wave-like, and then hands into heart center. Sweeping arms out and up, folding over the legs, nice and soft. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, head heavy. Feeling it almost like a wave through moving through the body as you rise up to mountain. Hands find their way to heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reaching out and up. Exhale, that wave crashing down to the floor. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling to fold. Last time to stand. Waving up, Tadasana. Hands to heart center. Sweeping those arms out and up, we're going to start to come into some sun salutations, folding over the legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Walk yourself forward to plank position. Nice traditional plank here. So we want nice, kind of straight, strong line here. But instead of really focusing your eyes, actually let your eyes be really soft. Kind of a soft, diffused gaze. We're going to lower all the way down to the belly, one solid piece. Elbows go straight back and down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up to a nice cobra. And we're gonna slide the forearms forward to our Sphinx. So one forearm forward, second forearm forward, pushing those forearms down, finding that Sphinx position. Pull the elbows back, feel the sternum pull forward, and then we're gonna roll up to a forearm plank as you lift your ribs, your pelvis, tuck your toes, lift the knees as you press your heels back. Strong forearm plank, beautiful, inhale there. Exhale, reverse that as you descend. Knees, thighs, pelvis, just the lower abdomen. Pull the sternum forward, elbows back. Now simultaneously slide the palms back underneath your shoulders. Press up, upward facing dog. Beautiful Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. So remembering that we're cultivating warmth, not heat here. Pitta can be very hot energy. That's why it's the dosha in the summer. When it's too hot, we get overheated. So we're balancing that. We want warmth, not heat. Okay, circles over lines, less intensity. Walking the hands to the back of the mat. We'll take a half salutation there. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Maybe the knees soften. Where can you lessen the intensity? Wave the body up to mountain. Hands to heart center. We're going to do one more sun salutation, exactly that same model. Sweep those arms out and up. Rolling down to your Uttanasana. Inhale to that half lift. Exhale, folding in. And then walking the palms forward, landing in your plank position. Give yourself a moment, feel the strength here, but we're thinking balance, not extremes. So we're strong, but not rigid. And then one solid piece all the way down to the mat. Inhale, float up to a cobra. It doesn't have to be the biggest cobra of your life. Not extremes here, moderation. One forearm forward, second forearm forward, find your Sphinx pose. Really push down through the forearms. We're gonna roll it up to forearm plank. Peel away the ribs, the pelvis, the thighs, and then you tuck the toes. Heels press back to lift the knees. Take a moment, breathe in. Warmth, not heat. And then reverse. Knees, thighs, pelvis, a little bit of the lower abdomen. Find the back bend. And then all together, palms float back. Push down into the palms, press up to upward facing dog. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. Cool and calm. Cool and calm. 2 more breaths. We're going to start to move into our long sequence today. Taking our time, not getting overly heated. Float your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee and start to make some hip circles. Like there was a crayon or a Sharpie attached to your right kneecap, and you're just drawing some circles, like a little spirograph. And then reversing the direction of those circles, keeping equal energy through both of the palms here. Exploring that movement in the hip. And then straightening that right leg, 3-legged dog. Pull the right knee in towards your chest. Nice plank position. Fallen triangle. Shoot your right leg over to the left. Right palm stays down. Float your left arm up towards the ceiling. Left heel drops. Holding for 3. And 2. One more in-breath there. You're going to come straight back to 3-legged dog. It should feel good on the inhale. Big breath in, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step that right foot in between the hands. Lower to a lunge. Take a moment, just get settled in. Feel into the lunge. Maybe you want to kind of sway a little bit. Again, going with the flow, thinking fluid and easy. Not stiff or rigid, not too sharp. Now we're going to add a little bit of flow into our lunge today. So we're going to walk both hands up onto the right knee and go ahead and tuck your left toes. They're going to stay tucked for the entirety of this flow. This is a 4-part with the breath flow. So inhale, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Come out of your lunge a little bit. Exhale, field goal post your arms like this as you drop your pelvis and scoop it forward and down. Nice. Inhale, lift back up, arms up. This time as you exhale, sweep the arms forward, down, and back and lift that back knee. So that's your 4 parts. We're going to do that 3 more times. Drop the back knee, inhale, arms up, out of the lunge. Exhale, field goal post, arms, hips drop. Inhale, you come out of the lunge, arms up. Exhale, scoop the arms, lift the back knee. 2 more times. Arms up, a little bit out of the lunge. Exhale, field goal post, arms, hips drop. Inhale, pick it up, arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms, lift the knee. Last time. Inhale, you're a little higher. Exhale, you scoop and drop. Inhale, you come out a little. Exhale, sweep and lift. Hold for a moment. Imagine squeezing a beach ball between those back hands. Lift that left kneecap. Deepen the bend in the right knee. Yes. Look forward. Step forward. Sweep the arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Left foot forward. Arms up. Breathing 3. 2. Big inhale here. Exhale, sweep the arms forward, down, and back. Lift the heels, hovering chair. Staying on the tiptoes, step your left foot back, high lunge on the tiptoes. Holding, breathing in. Exhale, drop the right heel. Windmill, right arm forward, up, back and around. So we're in a reverse warrior. Right hand comes to the back of your left thigh, left arm to ceiling. 2. Warrior 2. Windmill the arms forward like you hook your arrow onto your bow. Pull that left arm back, opening yourself to warrior 2. Remembering less intensity here. We're looking for balance and moderation, not extremes. Reversing our warrior, hold onto your right wrist and think of lifting up and then back. One more inhale here. Windmill to half moon pose, right fingertips down, left leg comes up, half moon. Now we're going to flow this, and I want this to be soft, think really fluid and easy, softer, not harder. As we tuck the left knee behind the right, left fingertips down, and then as we bloom, we're going to go to reverse half moon, right arm up, left leg re-extends. And we're going to flow from side to side. So you tuck in, right fingertips down, and now you bloom open back into classic half moon. You tuck in and it's like you switch your hands, and then you bloom into the twist. But don't make it too hard. Tuck. It doesn't have to be the biggest expression of these poses, half moon. Last time, reverse half moon, tuck and twist. Sit all the way down to Ardha Matsyendrasana B, left knee behind that right heel, right arm behind you, left arm around that right knee. This is the end of the sequence, okay? 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then really feeling into, are you feeling overheated? If you are, please skip this vinyasa. If you need the vinyasa to keep the heat, the warmth, take it. Otherwise, just come straight back to down dog. So in this practice, Pitta can become a real perfectionist, can become very attached to a specific organization or structure of things. So when we're thinking of balancing that Pitta dosha, we want less precision and more just allowing things to be as they are. So really think of that in how you're approaching your asana. Starting the second side of the sequence, left leg up to three-legged dog, bend the knee, start to make those big circles. Letting that right heel stay heavy, reversing the direction of those circles. Keeping equal energy through the palms of the hands, strong through the elbows. And then re-extending that left leg. Draw that left knee in towards the belly button, and it's like you're shooting the moon as we come into fallen triangle. Left foot over to the right, right heel spins down, right arm reaches up. 3, 2. Looking down, right hand down, take a big inhale, three-legged dog. That should feel nice. Step that left foot forward between the hands, and then again, give yourself a little bit to just feel into this lunge. You haven't been in a lunge in this side of the body. This side feels quite a bit tighter for me, so I'm just noticing that. It is interesting to note that many of the world's most successful leaders and teachers exude balanced Pitta energy. They're very focused, they're driven, they're ambitious, they're inspirational. Start to come into that more structured lunge, hands on that left knee. Tuck the back right toes, they're gonna stay tucked this whole time. And then inhale, you come out of the lunge a little bit, arms up. Exhale, you scoop and drop into the lunge as those field goal post arms. Then inhale, come out, and then arms sweep forward, down, and back as the back knee lifts. 3 more. Inhale it up. Exhale, drop in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, scoop and lift. So that clarity and steadfastness up are really unparalleled when it comes to balanced Pitta energy. Lift up, scoop forward, back and down. But if we leave that Pitta unchecked last time up, then the strengths of Pitta drop in, can become really harsh. Inhale, reach up, sweep forward, down, back, lift the knee. Hold. Really lift that back right knee, deepen the bend in the left knee, squeeze between the palms. So the key to balancing Pitta energy is maintaining a sense of flow and gentleness. Step right foot forward, chair pose. How can this chair pose feel an element of gentleness, not overly harsh? Sweep the arms forward, down, and back. Pop up onto the balls of the feet. Feel those ankles strengthening. Right foot is going to step back, hovering in the lunge, still on those tiptoes. 1 more in-breath. Then drop that front heel. Big transition. Circle that left arm down, forward, up, back, around. So again, Pitta likes to be very directional in nature, very linear, get things done. So when we emphasize circles over lines, we're balancing that Pitta. Windmill the arms forward, hook that imaginary arrow on your bow, pull it back, land in your warrior 2. Not the strongest, fieriest warrior of your life. This is a gentle warrior. Okay, this is a soft warrior. Reverse that warrior. Hold onto your left wrist. And instead of just thinking back, think up and over. Think like rainbow here. The energy is up and open, not just back and deep. And then we take that half moon, reverse half moon flow, bringing the left fingertips down, launching into that Ardha Chandrasana. And then you tuck in and you're going to switch your hands. Same leg extends, but now left arm lifts up as you twist. And then you tuck in. And then you open. And you tuck. And you twist. And you tuck. And you open. Less precision tuck. More allowing twisting. Ardha Matsyendrasana B. Right knee behind left heel. Windmill it around. Land in that seated twist. 3 breaths. 2. 1. Front of the mat. Again, not wanting to get overheated, so you can take a vinyasa but keep it gentle, or just go straight to a downward facing dog. So we're going to move through that sequence one more time. We're going to hold the poses a little bit shorter, not quite as long. And as you move through the sequence, I want you to think circles over lines, less intensity, longer exhales, soft eyes. Float the right leg up, 3-legged dog. No hip circles, right knee into the chest. Fall in triangle, shoot that right foot over to the left, reach that left arm up, big in-breath. Left hand down, float the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Step it straight on through. Settle into your lunge. Keep the back toes tucked. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, scoop, arms in the field goal post. We're only doing 1 cycle. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, scoop the arms down, back, lift the knee. Hold. Breathing in. Exhale, step forward, sit into your chair. Utkatasana. Breathing into your Utkatasana. Scoop the arms back, lift the heels, hold. Breath in. Step the left foot back, tiptoe high lunge. Breathing in. Drop the front heel, windmill that right arm up, back, and around. Reversed, exalted warrior. Breathing in. Windmill the arms forward, hook your imaginary arrow, pull back on the bow, land in your warrior 2. Breath in. Breath out. Exalted warrior, holding onto the right wrist. Think circular energy, not linear. Windmilling the right fingertips down. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Tuck in. We only do this once. Twisting, revolved half moon, right arm up. Ardha Matsyendrasana, left knee behind that right heel. Twisting to the back of the mat. Full breath in. Full breath out. Either gentle vinyasa or straight back to that downward facing dog for a 3-breath break. Circles over lines.
Less intensity. Longer exhales. Soft eyes. Float the left leg up. Knee to belly button. Shoot that left foot over to the right, fallen triangle. Breathing in. Breathing out. Three-legged dog in breath. Step it forward and through to lunge. Keep the back toes tucked. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, scoop the hips. Feel goal post those arms. Inhale, reach. Sweep the arms, lift the back knee. Think fluid and easy. Step forward, chair pose. Think softer, not harder. Inhale. Sweep the arms, lift the heels. Go with the flow. Step the right foot back on tiptoes. Lower that front heel. Windmill the left arm. Warmth, not heat. Revolved, exalted warrior. Big in breath. Arms forward, hook the arrow. Pull back the bow. Breath in. Lean back, hold that left wrist, circles, not lines. Half moon. Less precise, more just letting the pose happen. Tuck it in. Twist left arm up. Right knee down. Ardha Matsyendrasana B. Twisting to the back of the mat. Vinyasa or straight to down dog. Dropping the knees, hips to heels, finding a brief child's pose. Recognizing that when we balance that Pitta energy that's inside of each one of us, but tends to be a little bit more prominent in the summer months, when we balance Pitta, we suppress that excess heat in the body and the mind, and we return to a clearer, calmer state of being. So with that clarity and calmness in mind, we're going to start to set up for our inversion practice. So you can start to come out of the child's pose. And I really want you to think for yourself, the purpose, the intention of this inversion is really what's most important, because we're not looking to create more intensity right now. We're looking to balance, to create more coolness as opposed to heat. So for me, that means for my inversion, I might put my hips on a block and do my legs up like a waterfall. If I want something a little bit more active, maybe I do a down dog or a dolphin, but that's about as far as I would go because we're looking for that intention of cooling, not stimulating more heat. So we're going to do a 90-second inversion. And I would invite you to start to make your way to what you're doing. So if you're doing your down dog, start to find your position on all fours. If you're going to do a dolphin, find the forearms down on the mat. Make sure you have that alignment in a good position. And then wherever you're ready, we're going to start the time in 5, 4, 2, go. And that 90-second inversion practice has begun. Whatever version you're in, whatever variation of an inversion you've selected for yourself, reiterating that the intention here is less intensity, less precision, more allowing. So I happen to be in a dolphin right now. That means I'm going to soften my knees, less precision, more allowing. I'm going to really check in with my face. I'm going to invite my exhale to lengthen and deepen even more than I normally do. Just about 15 seconds to go. If your eyes are open, you may soften your gaze, maybe even closing the eyes completely. 5. And then if you're on your back, inviting your knees to melt in towards your chest. If you were in a down dog or a dolphin, making your way to a very soft child's pose. And then shifting forward, coming onto the belly as we set up for a twist that we enter from the belly. So for a moment, it's going to look like you're in Sphinx pose. We're coming into actually a very classic twist, but we're entering it in a different way, which is on purpose. So from this, what looks like Sphinx, I'm going to ask you to thread your left arm underneath your right. And then you're going to bend your right knee like a frog, roll over your left side body and enter this side twist. And you may notice that where you land in this twist is different, having entered it from the belly. Maybe you're aware of a different part of the body, having come to it belly down. And thinking to yourself, when you feel overly heated, what other responses tend to come from that state of being overheated? Are you more short-tempered, irritable, flustered, have a harder time thinking clearly, maybe reactionary? And just noticing how from that very simple reflection, it becomes so clear why a practice that emphasizes circles over lines and then long, deep exhales and gentleness can really temper some of those sharper qualities of our fiery nature. Start to roll back onto the belly. When you get there, you can use your right hand to just lift the body enough to unthread that left arm. And then we'll immediately go to the other side. Right arm threads underneath the left, left knee bends, and then we roll over. And just letting yourself maybe land in a different place in the twist, having entered it in this non-conventional way. Acknowledging that this Pitta quality is something that we all share, although some of us have a higher dosage of the Pitta characteristics inside of us than others. And slowly rolling back onto the belly. And I would invite you to just kind of see with some curiosity if maybe a belly down shavasana would feel nice. It can be very cooling and calming.
If that doesn't feel good for you, then of course, feel free to flip over onto your spine for a more traditional shavasana position. But whatever feels right to you, making your way into a shavasana position. Breathing in, aware of that fire within the body. And breathing out to gently fan and calm the flames of that fire. Breathing in, it's like you're stimulating a little in-home fireplace. Breathing out, dissipating any tendency towards a wildfire. Breathing in balance. And breathing out, releasing extremes. Breathing in balance. Breathing out, releasing extremes. Giving yourself one more breath in your shavasana. And then gently reawakening the body through movement, a more invigorated breath. And then in your own way, a controlled and gentle return to your seat. So we're going to bookend this practice exactly the same way we started it, which is with a pranayama practice. But instead of Shitali, which is what we opened with, we're going to do Chandra bhedana, which is the moon breath, and it's very similar to alternate nostril breathing. The difference is that in this one, you always inhale through the nose and always exhale. Always inhale through the left nostril, and always exhale out the right. And that's because the left nostril is the moon side, the right nostril is the sun side. So we want to be encouraging that moon side of the energy, which is cooling and reflective, and then kind of calming down that sun side, which is on the right side. So you're going to make a soft fist with your right hand. You can release your thumb and your ring and pinky finger. Draw the hand towards the face. You're going to close off the right nostril with your thumb, and then you inhale through your left nostril. You switch, closing off your left nostril, release the thumb, exhale out the right nostril. And you continue that exact pattern. So close off the right, inhale through the left nostril. Close left, exhale out the right. And just continue with this pattern of inhaling through the left nostril, exhaling through the right nostril. Chandra bhedana. Chandra is moon in Sanskrit, so that left nostril that we're inhaling through, really stimulating that moon, feminine, cooling energy in the body. Without any sort of rushing, Complete one more cycle of Chandra bhedana, inhaling left and exhaling right. And then letting the hand gently fall away, landing back either on your legs or in your lap. We prepare to close the practice by bringing the palms of the hands together, asking that the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light, which sounds like these 4 words in Sanskrit. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Victory to all of our practices.